Hey guys, this is Oracle Daphne doing the tarot horoscope for everybody with their sun, moon, or ascendant in Scorpio. My favorite! Yay! Everybody, all my Scorpio friends who are waiting and watching to see this. This is for you lovely people, my sweet lambs. And yeah, I know you guys have been waiting for this one. So you guys always get excited on my videos. You guys are so sweet to me. I can't believe I already got to you guys. I'm always shocked by the time I get to the end of the zodiac how much I've actually accomplished in a day. So anyways, this is for everyone who has their sun, moon, or ascendant in Scorpio. Okay? And this is for the month of October 2014. Okay, so let me just roll it out and see what we get for you guys. Hopefully, I remember my September video, my mid-September video. I predicted that you were gonna have a sexy time. Oh, Scorpio, you funny. Okay, so the root of it is you've been in a relationship, or you're thinking about love, you want a relationship. That's what it is. Of course you do. You're Scorpio. Scorpios love relationships. This is how you are. This is how you roll. This is what you want. The intermingling of those, it's like those two trees that you see that are like totally twisted. You know, this is like this, right? That's how they grow. That's Scorpio. That's what they want. Even if they're the biggest players in the zodiac, sometimes that's what they want deep down. They want this deep connection. I don't know. I'm not sure if your little romance in September ended well, Scorpio, because you've got this heartache and heartbreak, you know. Or maybe you're just thinking about the past when you were hurt. You know, you want something, but you may be thinking about a time when you were really hurt. This is October, okay? So, you know, moving on. This is on the heels of, you know, your romance. So it's weird because we pick up with the romance, and then we've got this hurt. So maybe you're having you may have an argument of sorts with your current romance. If you're single, you know, you're thinking about the time where you were hurt, and you're scared of getting hurt again. And Scorpios love control. They love to dominate. So this is you dominating your relationship. So if you're in a relationship with a guy, the guy is, girls, Scorpio ladies, the guy is the beast. You're beauty, he's the beast. And the beast is a Taurus, Aries, or Capricorn male. You know, you're Scorpio female. You may have red hair, fair hair. You know, that may be you. But there's control issues in a relationship. Maybe that's what's causing some of the issue. Maybe somebody wants to do something on Friday night and the other person doesn't want to. And so it's just like, you want the control. You want to be like, no, this is what we want to do. Even though Scorpios are very like passive, they like the control. They like having the option, okay? They don't like being told, like, this is what you have to do. They get really pissed off. They do that. If somebody does that. This is kind of a reflective time. You're spending a lot of time daydreaming, and actually like time is passing you by, Scorpio. So I really want you to get a watch. I want you to like notice what you're doing on your day-to-day basis. I mean, Scorpios tend to really be like obsessive compulsive about keeping a schedule and keeping track of things, but I feel like for some reason you're kind of like being introspective, or there's someone in your life that you're thinking about that is very introspective. She may be a water sign, Cancer, Pisces, who's just very, you know, she's kind of sad. You know, she's kind of sad. I feel like she's kind of sad. This card normally isn't sad, but I kind of getting that feeling. You're kind of sad and reflective, or you're thinking about this girl that was in your life, or is in your life, that's kind of sad and detached and just wanting alone time. This could be your girlfriend. You're having problems with your girlfriend, you know, or something like that. And then what's crossing you is success. This is a woman who's very successful. So for Scorpio guys, this is something to get excited about, okay? Scorpio guys love successful women because they love the challenge. That's what they like. They love a challenge. They love a good challenge. You know, they're the ones that like a high-spirited horse. You know, because they just like the fun of the ride. That's it. You know. For all you Scorpios who are into sports, again, this is good sports news. Okay, I'm just saying. Don't hold me responsible. Don't be sending any lawsuits about this. Okay, Scorpio. This is just sports are good. If you're on a sports team, you're gonna win. Okay, when you watch this video tonight, the next night, you win. Early October is a good time for you in sports. Later on, not so much. But in the beginning of October, yes. The middle of October, you're going to get to a place where you're going to go deep. Scorpios love to go deep, so this is perfect for you. You're going to have some peace of mind because you've gone deep. Maybe you're doing some deep underwater snorkeling or deep diving or something like that. Maybe you're swimming. Maybe you're thinking about swimming. Maybe you're just kind of getting away from it all. And you have some peace. Maybe you need to get away from it all to have some peace of mind. But I feel like you're going to I kind of feel like you're going to explore your emotions. And you're going to go deep into your emotions. And you're going to have some peace. You're going to find that calm inside yourself. Emotionally, this is like the mother card. Maybe you're thinking about your mom. Maybe you have a good relationship with her. She makes you really happy. Even if you don't have a good relationship with your mom, maybe you are the mother figure. Maybe you are naturally nurturing and loving and giving. And this is you. This is your emotional state. Maybe you're thinking about children, having children. If you've already had children, you're thinking about your kids, and nurturing them and giving them the best. A lot of Scorpio moms are really, really, really giving to their kids. They are just so nurturing. They're positive. They're constantly, helping their kids achieve their dreams. And it's awesome. What's coming from the outside is I feel like you're very indecisive about something. And the answer is yes. This is the yes card. Okay, the ultimate yes card. Because it's a sword. And the sword cuts one way or the other. And it's going to cut to the yes. You may be thinking about, this is Scorpio again, you may be thinking about, you may be in a love triangle where you have had several relationships, and you can't figure out which one you want. Okay, this is classic guy Scorpio. You've got 3 ladies, 3 lovely chickens, and you're they all look great, they all look plump, they all look perfect, and you're which one do I choose? They're all gorgeous, juicy, tender. You're going for it, You can't make up your mind. They're all good looking. Sorry, Scorpio. This is a decision you're going to have to make on your own. It is not mine to make for you. It is funny, actually, because I got somebody who didn't like my video when I predicted in my mid-September that they were going to get laid. And I thought that was very odd. Whoever that was, with a negative comment, I'd like to know why you did that. I'm just curious. Because I think it's kind of the best thing. That's what everybody wants. And I usually go off, what I see. And a lot of people don't get that. So I'm just kind of curious. I think it's kind of odd. What was I going to say? Okay, so your attitude, Scorpio. You need to be more giving, Scorpio. You're a little bit of a miser when it comes to money. You're a little bit of a miser. You need to give more money. Maybe you're feeling like you don't have enough, or maybe you were raised and you grew up in a very poor household and you didn't have enough. And so for you, feeling like you have enough, it'll never be enough for you. That's the miser. You're the hoarder, and Scorpios have a little bit of OCD. So you could have obsessive compulsive disorder with your funds. You may have $100,000 stocked up, but for some reason, you think it's not enough. And this is the time where you need to give some cash away in order for you to have a positive future. It's a point in which you need to change your attitude about money, about giving, about what you're giving. When was the last time you gave something to somebody? When was the last time you felt like, you were going through your, you were going shopping and you saw something that you could give to someone and you bought it for that person just as a surprise, just as like a kind thing to do. Strongly recommend that, actually, because I'm not sure if you follow this, but basically your wealth, the way your wealth is really going to work, the way you're going to acquire more wealth, it's your wealth is ruled by the second house, and your second house is, Sagittarius. And Sagittarius is are generally very giving, but there is that selfishness they need to overcome. So, you need to be like more like a Sagittarius and more giving. You can't go out and buy the $300 coat and then claim that you have no money and you can't help anybody and you can't buy anything for anybody else. That's messed up. Okay? You can't say that you live paycheck to paycheck and yet you somehow find a way to buy those heels that cost you $200, $500, or $1,000. Some of you Scorpios, you like big money. You spend a lot of money on clothes. This is a time where you need to really pare back and say, okay, I have more clothes than God's assistant, okay? And it is time for you to stop spending money on clothes and start spending money on other people. Because if you don't, you are not going to get to... Basically, you're not going to have... At the end of October, you're going to have problems. The universe is not going to want to give you more. You're going to get to a place where you feel really stuck in life. And you're going to be wondering, well, why am I not getting the promotion? Why am I not getting... more from my friends? Why is the universe not giving me money? Well, you've hoarded every single last penny you've ever been given. You've never given it to anyone. And it is time to stop doing that. You need to really open your hand, take something out of your closet, give it to the Goodwill, give it to your friends, post it online. Say, hey, I've got size 10 dresses, like 400 size 10 dresses that have never been worn that I'm giving away or that I'm auctioning away or that I'm doing something, and you're doing it. Maybe you're doing one of those things where you auction some of you give some of your clothes for charity. There's I don't know, the Real Housewives did something about that. I don't know. Luann did something in New York, in Soho or something. She gave some of her really expensive garments to charity. That's what you need to do. You need to be more, you just need to be more giving, okay? In any way, it doesn't mean even if for you Scorpios that don't have a lot, okay? Maybe you don't have a whole closet full of clothes, but you can find a way to find something to give to somebody else. One thing. Start there. One thing. And we are not talking about being cheap and baking a dozen cookies and giving it to them. No. We're talking about going out and buying something for $10 and giving it to one of your friends. Start there. It's the cash. It's the cash, Scorpio. The cash. Whatever you've got in your bank account, you go and buy something for somebody else. I think it'd be good. I think it'd be good there. Because, you can't, like I said, you just can't keep crying poor. It's not going to work anymore. This energy will block you from your outcome, which is victory. It is the victory card. It is total transformation. It is rising from the ashes, becoming reborn, rising to victory, winning. There is no way in hell that you're going to want to miss that opportunity because it's going to be big. Because I think the universe looks fondly on you, because you have the second house, financially, second house in Sagittarius. So the universe blesses you a lot. And you don't even realize that you're being blessed. And I think it's time for you to really give some thanks and gratitude for the things that you have. And pray to God every day and say, thank you, God, for these things that you have given me. Every day. Thank you, God. And be more giving. And if you do that, you're going to be really successful. You're going to win. You're going to get the job opportunity that you've always wanted. You're going to get the promotion that you've been creating for so long. You're going to get, you know, a new house, a new car, something big, you know. You're going to win. You're just going to win in life. Maybe that's too big. You're going to win in October, okay? The end of October, the last week, this is something this is your challenge, Scorpio. And I challenge you to do it because Scorpios, like I said, love money. Because they love collecting things and they love hoarding things and they love having things. Because it's like, it creates that cave, you know? Scorpios love the cave, the dark, the deep, you know? Their closet is the cave. That's it. And they can create the biggest cave, darkest, deepest cave that you've ever seen. And nobody knows about it. It's just them. It's on their lock and key. And you guys are probably laughing at me because you're like, she's totally crazy. I have a small closet, 5 items. I doubt it, though. I doubt it. Anyways, on that note, I think you guys are going to have an interesting month. I wish you all the best. Big hugs, big kisses for my lovely Scorpios. And I will talk to you guys again soon. I have a mid-October reading that I'll do for you. And stay tuned for my dailies. And I'll talk to you guys again soon. Thanks so much.